Afternoon, party people. I'm here with beer. Yes, my boyfriend, Mr. T. He likes to hang out at my house, but it doesn't usually last for long. Anyway, I'm not doing this today for my daily walk because it's getting a little predictable. I think my daily walk today did happen though. The weather's not particularly bonny outside, shall we say. It's a little bit misty and overcast, and I decided I would do what I'm going to now call my East End sectarian pub walk. I live on Duke Street, which is on the east side of the city. Duke Street is the longest street in Britain, I believe. And it goes all the way through Denniston to Parkhead, or Parkhead, as we would say here in Glasgow. This street, whenever I say I live on Duke Street, people assume I live in Denniston. I don't live in Denniston. It's actually about a half mile away from here. I live in the city centre on the High Street side. So I decided to go east and walk down to the Forge shopping centre and then back up through the Gallowgate. Now, if you walk down Duke Street, it is known for all its sectarian pubs, Rangers pubs. That's one of the big football teams here in Glasgow. So on the other, once you get around the Forge, you start walking up the Gallowgate, there's a lot of industrial parks and stuff like that. You then hit the Celtic pubs. So it's all sorts of wonderfulness, I can tell you. But of course, there's no pubs open, so there weren't that many people. A few people in Denniston, but nothing too horrible, nothing too packed or anything. A few people moved out of my way. Some people didn't. I had to walk in the middle of the street. You know, anybody who moved out of my way, I smiled and nodded at them because, you know, we're supposed to be keeping social distancing. Thank you very much. But there was very few people on this walk. It's a walk I think I'll do again at some point, maybe pseudo-regularly. So at some point when the weather's a little better, I'll show some video of action from all the sectarian pubs and all the rest of it. And you can see the beautiful East End of Glasgow, which is not particularly beautiful. Anyway, I got in, and the junkies on the streets, though, are really getting tiresome. They're the only people that definitely do not practice social distancing. Matter of fact, they'll lurch right at you like a zombie. If I were the coronavirus or the Ebola or whatever, I would go for these people for not social distancing. Maybe we could get rid of some of them. I don't want to get them lumped in with the homeless, because the homeless are not necessarily junkies. A lot of that goes hand in hand, but people really, you can tell what a junkie is. Come on, guys. You're not going to be around if you're going to be lurching into people constantly and hanging out with each other and sharing needles or whatever you're doing. Just get to fuck, okay? I'm not happy about them. They're really becoming known because you can see them everywhere because they're the only fuckers still on the streets. Anyway, I'm back here in the house and I've got a beer. With my walking, I just want everybody to know I'm doing this within the guidelines. Basically, the minute I leave my house, the only thing I've really touched is my doorknob, my keys, and maybe the front door. Not really. I can press it with my elbow and get out of the building, so I don't even really have to touch that. But the minute I leave, I put hand sanitizer on, get on with my walk. I touch nothing. I really try to stay at least 6 feet from anyone I encounter, including walking into oncoming traffic if need be. And then I get home, and as soon as I get in the house, I wash my hands. So, yeah, I feel pretty confident when I'm doing this that I'm not putting myself or anybody else at risk, and that this is definitely self-isolating. And can I just say, self-isolation, let's talk about that, yeah? There's a fuck ton of people out there talking about how they're self-isolating, but guess what? You've got a partner, you've got children, you've got roommates, you've got people in your lives. I'm fucking self-isolating. I live alone. I live at home. It's just me. I know a few other people like this, and we're all getting a little hacked off about the co-isolators, saying that they're self-isolating. You're not self-isolating. I mean, if the two of you are in sync, or the three of you, or the 15 of you, or wherever the fuck you are in sync, and you know that you're not getting any outside germs, fabulous, great, good stuff. But I mean, I imagine that takes a lot more effort than for the people who actually live alone. Man, it's not exactly fun times to be living alone right now. You know, I'm talking to myself right now on a camera because there's nothing else to do. It's really not much. I'm not a TV watcher. I've never watched a TV like for years. I go to the cinema. There ain't no fucking cinema. So I guess I'm stuck in the house. Last night I looked at Channel 4 iPlayer and found a movie about Jeffrey Dahmer in high school. Fabulous. You know, serial killers, based on a true story. I felt like I've won the fucking lottery. But seriously, I'm self-isolating. Most of yous aren't. You're co-isolating. You got people to talk to argue with, to fuck, whatever. You've got people to hang out with. You can get drunk with them. I'm getting drunk alone, and I'm not even getting drunk. It's like I don't see the necessary point to like down all my alcohol to try to catch a buzz so I can sit here and feel shitty by myself. It's no good, man. So you're not self-isolating, okay? A lot of you aren't. And be happy about it. It's not a bad thing. I don't want to have a fucking husband. I certainly don't want a child. Kind of wish I had a cat right now. Anyway, the other thing is we're not all in the same boat. If you are working from home and you're getting your full wages, you're not in the same boat as me. Almost a half of my money, not quite, probably a third of my money, is cash. There's no fucking way I'm ever going to be compensated for my cash, am I? No, in fact, I still don't even know what my wages are going to be when my next paycheck comes. Not the one that's due in 2 days, but the following one. I don't know. Government said 80%. 80% of what? I have... my hours vary from week to week. There's my gross pay, and then there's my taxable pay. My taxable pay is about 500 quid more a month than my gross pay, because that includes my tips through my credit cards. Now, am I going to get 80% of that? I fucking hope so. If I am, you're going to see me eating takeaways on these videos. But until I find out, I don't know shit about shit. It's not really fun. So, anyway, that's my biggest rant I've had in a while. But it's quite a good rant, I think. Hopefully you're enjoying the rant. Hopefully you're enjoying these fabulous posters, too, in the background of Brian Wilson, who I was supposed to see in June on tour, which I guess is probably not happening. Todd Rundgren, who I was going to miss May and June on tour, but hopefully will happen at some point in the future, and I'll get to catch the tour. And, of course, the Cardinals, the baseball Cardinals, who fuck knows if I'll ever see them again. Who knows? Anyway, that's my rant over for the day. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe to this vlog or share it online. Because at some point, if enough people actually do this, maybe I'll make some money. Won't be cash money like my tips, I'm sure. But, probably better than a kick in the balls. Anyway, wash your hands. Don't fucking touch anything.